The International House brings ECU and exchange students together with a little cream and a little sugar during the 2013 International Week. ECU continues to strive toward health innovation in Eastern North Carolina. Here at the Outpatient Psychiatric Clinic, TMS continues to aid in clinical depression. Seniors and freshmen alike are having a harder time this year navigating through this jungle of fences and heavy machinery, but just wait until it starts to rain. ECU continues to strive toward health innovation in Eastern North Carolina. Here at the Outpatient Psychiatric Clinic, TMS continues to aid in clinical depression. Transcranial magnetic stimulation refers to the application of electromagnets to the superficial part of the brain. While still relatively new, electromagnetic use on the brain has been around for about 50 years.
Treatment that we now see as TMS has been around for maybe 20 years now.
TMS requires the patient to sit in a chair similar to the ones at a dentist's office.
The treatment is provided by fast trains of pulses that occur at about 10 per second, fast frequencies that have the effect of actually stimulating the neuron.
TMS also has alternative uses other than clinical depression as well.
It has had some research interest for use in hallucinations for schizophrenia, as well as obsessive compulsive disorder.
While the procedure is virtually harmless, some patients have different results.
The common thing that a patient will experience when they're actually receiving that train of impulses is a feeling as though somebody's tapping on their head.
While TMS is a better alternative for some, Dr. Lang says there are some requirements patients have to meet.
You have to certify that they have a diagnosis of major depressive disorder, and you also need to certify that they failed at least one medication at this time.
The ECU Outpatient Psychiatric Clinic is currently accepting anyone that feels as though they need a different form of treatment.
I think it gives us another card to play as a treatment option for folks who have difficult to treat depression.
TMS provides another option for those who have clinical depression and feel as though their current treatment is not working.
I've always been a big believer you need to have as many possible treatment options as you can for patients because one size will not fit all.
This is Horace Moore for Pirate News. If you walk by yourself at night, late hours after, I would say after 12, you better be with someone. Every parent wants to send their child off to college with knowing they are safe. But is it safe to live on campus or off campus?
I do think there's a perception that on campus is safer, and I do feel like on campus is safer.
Steve Foley has been a resident coordinator here at ECU for over 3 years. Overall, he feels ECU is an extremely safe place to live.
Visiting other campuses, that we do have a very safe campus. I think a lot of that does come from what we have in place as far as security measures.
One of the biggest and most useful measures is resident advisor training. Former RA Jillian Noha believes a lot of the training procedures are useful to help keep students safe.
I think that measure is effective because if they're secluded in a specific room and they don't have access to the people that they have been violent to or other people on campus, and no one knows where they're living. So if they were the victim of something, they could also be placed in that room. So I think it's effective.
ECU Junior Sterling Crosby believes there really is no significant difference between living in an apartment and living in the dorms. I would say the safety level is about the same. However, he does remember some of the crime that happened while he was on campus. There was a span where it went for about a month, every weekend, some student was getting assaulted. Noha believes it's mainly a person's responsibility to keep themselves safe and secure while on campus.
I feel like I don't subject myself to situations where I would be caught up in violence, so I think I'm pretty good living off campus.
This is Horace Moore reporting from Pirate News. Club rugby at ECU has attracted a large following. Michael Gambino plays a position called front row hooker. He says he made the right choice playing for ECU.
We're always the most motley group of people on the field ever. At any given point, our jerseys very rarely match. We barely warm up, but when it comes down to it, we almost always pull out a win, and by a big margin.
Rugby is a fast-paced game consisting of 30 players on the field, 2 goalposts, 1 pill-shaped ball, and no protection. Scrum half Katie Erb was attracted to the grassroots feel of the game.
It's just such a family and, I guess, close-knit culture because not as many people play it.
Much more popular in Europe and many Polynesian islands, here in the States, rugby is considered to be too rough of a contact sport.
I personally like the rough and tumble attraction of rugby where, you know, you can kind of go out there and pretty much do what you want.
There have been a variety of changes in the rules of the game to make it safer to play at a collegiate level.
The rule changes are subtle. They're kind of annoying. In the beginning, first they changed the cadence of the scrum.
The scrum is a test of strength similar to the line of scrimmage in football, where the two opposing sides fight for possession of the ball.
It used to be crouch, touch, pause, and engage. They now have wanted to turn that to a 3-word cadence: crouch, touch, set.
The team has taken a while to get used to the new rules.
We have a lot of younger guys, so this year them being a little bit more strict on the penalties is kind of hurt us a little bit.
Other than the new cadence, the women's club has not had as many issues with the rules compared to the men.
They're still trying to learn the rules of the game, which take a couple of years to really figure out.
Even with its reputation as a hooligan sport, rugby is a safe, fun, interactive, and engaging team sport that is enjoyed here at ECU and throughout the world.